السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أحييكم وأرحب بكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامج بلا حدود. كانت ألبانيا التي تقع وسط البلقان جزءا من الإمبراطورية العثمانية حتى نهاية الحرب العالمية الأولى، حيث اتفقت القوى العظمى على تقليص مساحتها ومنح أجزاء منها إلى الدول المجاورة التي لا زال بها حتى الآن تجمعات ألبانية كبيرة مثل الجبل الأسود وكوسوفو وصربيا واليونان ومقدونيا. وفي أعقاب الحرب العالمية الثانية حكم أنور خوجة سكرتير الحزب الشيوعي الألباني البلاد من العام 1944 وحتى وفاته في العام 1985، وأقام بها نظاما ديكتاتوريا قمعيا حديديا مغلقا، حيث حارب الدين وهدم أكثر من 1400 مسجد. وأعلن ألبانيا عام 1967 دولة إلحادية. غير أن الحال تغير في أعقاب سقوط الاتحاد السوفيتي وجدار برلين، وخرج الشعب الألباني في العام 1990 ليكسر تماثيل أنور خوجة ويزيلها من الشوارع. بعدها سعت ألبانيا للتحول الديمقراطي، حيث يتبادل الحكم الآن حزبان كبيران هما الحزب الديمقراطي بزعامة صالح بريشا والحزب الاشتراكي بقيادة إيدي راما. وقد حكم صالح بريشا البلاد أكثر من مرة وسعى للخروج بها من الانغلاق إلى الانفتاح على أوروبا والعالم الإسلامي. في نفس الوقت وفي العام 2013 أجريت انتخابات برلمانية ورئاسية، فاز الحزب الاشتراكي بالانتخابات البرلمانية، غير أن الانتخابات الرئاسية جاءت بضيف حلقة اليوم رئيسا للبلاد، والذي نجري حوارنا معه الرئيس الألباني بوغار نيشاني. سيادة الرئيس، مرحبا بك.
Thank you so much. I'm privileged to be invited by you.
ونحن سعداء بك أيضا. سؤالي الأول: ما الذي بقي من ميراث الشيوعية في ألبانيا بعدما يقرب من 25 عاما على سقوطها؟
As you mentioned, the Albania people and society in the country suffered for roughly 50 years the most terrible communist regime, even completely from the other communist countries in the European area, especially comparing with the East European countries. Albania at that time was so isolated, so closed, undeveloped. It was terrible because the communism in Albania even stopped the people to believe and to apply their faith and their religions. The communist regime did such terrible things, even to destroy the mosques in Albania and to send the clerics to the prisons only because they believed to the God, only because their ideology was not a communist one. So the people was not allowed to pray to the God. But during this time, the people was forced to pray to the regime, to the communism, to the ideology of the communism, instead to pray to the God and the principles of the faith and the religion. So it was a terrible time, but thanks God, things have changed completely in Albania. Since the early of 90s, Albanian people changed their system, and nowadays Albania is a free country. And the people are the free people. We have a free economy. We have a political system which is based on the pluralism, and the people are free to apply and their religion and to just to talk and to live together with each other.
لكن التحول يواجه صعوبات دون شك. ليس من السهل أن تخرج أي دولة أو أي نظام من الانغلاق الكامل إلى الانفتاح الكامل. هل لا زالت هناك صعوبات تواجه التحول الديمقراطي في ألبانيا؟
Yeah, I fully agree with you. It's not easy to change it, to transform a country, because there are lots of challenges ahead. First of all, it's a question of developing the mentality of the society and building the institutions which have to serve to the people. Albania was the poorest economy that time among the European countries. So developing the economy was a big change on that. In Albania, during the communist regime, didn't exist the private property at all. Everything was on the state property, and the people didn't have the right to travel abroad. And even was danger to read the foreign books and to see the foreign movies and to talk about the culture of the other countries. So the challenges are there. Albanian people have been faced with such challenges. Of course, that big challenges and big changes have happened, but not everything is achieved yet, because the economic development still is a big challenge in Albania. Albania, it's not anymore the poorest country, but our economic situation, it's not in the range and in the stage that the people deserve to have it. Our institutions need much more to be consolidated on that way. We do have lots of challenges, especially with fighting organized crime, fighting the corruption among the public administration people. And in the same time, we have to develop our society in all dimensions that now the entire world is focused on.
ما التحديات الأساسية التي أمامكم الآن؟
As I said, Albania, it's a very new democracy. We have just 25 years entering in a way in which our country has changed completely, let's say, the possibility and our ways on that way. Albania, it's a part of the Europe. And our main objective is just to be part of European Union a day. Nowadays, Albania has got the status of a candidate country for the European Union. But the way till to be a full member of this family, it's not a short one for Albania, because we have to improve more our economy, to improve more our infrastructure, to consolidate much more our institutions, to respect much more the fundamental rights of the people, and to be, more open society, to consolidate all the operators and actors of our society. So even the cases that I mentioned, fighting corruption and fighting organized crime on that way, are big challenges. So having a consolidated and good economy, providing good infrastructure, strengthening our institutions, increasing the communication in open way with other countries and societies. So there remains, again, challenges for our country and for my society.
لكن سيادة الرئيس، منذ أحداث العام 1997 وألبانيا تعاني من هشاشة النظام الديمقراطي، هشاشة المؤسسات الديمقراطية، هشاشة القضاء، انفلات الجريمة في البلاد. الأمر يتصاعد يوما بعد يوم. متى تستطيعون أن تواجهوا هذا وتقضوا عليه؟
During the 96-97, we had difficult times because even some pyramid schemes in financial terms, which was built at the time, and they collapsed it because they were a fake way of some people who wanted to be rich with the monies of the others. That time, we have some real turmoil in Albania because of the economic issue and financial fail of such pyramid schemes that I mentioned. But it was over the time, and the people took all the responsibilities, not only the institutions of the country, not only the politicians of the country, but entire society approached that time to more responsibility. To think that our economy is getting to be better through the work, through our investment, through our efforts in a right way, through the partnership, through getting foreign investments in Albania, and opening free and being a free market on that way. So through the hard work. The hard work, it's the main motive and the case which is going to make our life better and better on that way. So nowadays I can say that Albania has done big changes. As I mentioned before, Albania now it's a candidate country for the European Union. And being a candidate country means that you have achieved lots of things. Albanian citizens move without visa on the Schengen area, Schengen zone area for all countries of the European Union. But in the same time, that doesn't mean that we have achieved everything on that way, because challenges which are in front of us are different challenges, not only the economic one, but are the challenges dealing with security, are challenges dealing with good understanding and trust of each other. So besides the other things that I mentioned, even on that issue, Albanian society and Albanian people and Albanian institutions are focused as a priority and working on that.
طالما تحدثت عن التحدي الأمني، المافيا الألبانية الآن أصبحت أكثر تفوقا من المافيا الإيطالية، وهذا تحدي كبير لكم أنتم السياسيين. كيف تستطيعون مواجهة المافيا في ألبانيا مع النفوذ الواسع لها الذي تخطى ألبانيا إلى أوروبا كلها وربما إلى أقطار أخرى؟
No, I cannot say that Albanian mafia exists. In fact, we do have organized crime in Albania. Sometimes, some speculation are addressed toward Albania as a country for different reasons. Let me to mention you some examples. During the 2008 until 2009, and again from 2011 till 2012, I used to be Minister of Interior of the country. And during this time, our law enforcement agencies achieved to arrest more than 2,000 people who were members of organized crime groups. They have, of course, a connection with organized crime groups in Italy, in Germany, in Switzerland, and in other countries. But during this time, I can say that even by the United Nations Office for counting organized crime, Albania has been considered as a country where drug traffickers organization do not use as a safety country the road which connect Albania with European countries. We do have challenges and concerns about the organized crime, but in Albania do not exist any organization so-called mafia or like the mafia model on that way. Albania has very close cooperation with other international organizations, with Interpol, with Europol, and other people. Look, some years ago, Albanian citizens were granted to move and to travel to the Schengen area, to the European member states, without visa. And we couldn't achieve this without some real achievements on fighting organized crime and having some controls of our borders and with very important and high-tech traveling documents. Our citizens now use the biometric passports with very high security elements on it. So I can say that in Albania do not exist properly a kind of mafia, but we do have real problems with organized crime, and we are facing in very successful way with that, not only as a country, but especially with cooperation with our allies and partners.
لكن هذا الوضع يؤثر كثيرا على الاستثمارات الخارجية بالنسبة لألبانيا. كثير من المستثمرين أصبحوا يتراجعون الآن خوفا من الوضع الأمني المتردي.
In fact, Albania needs to have real, as much as is possible for investors, especially on such field that Albania offer interesting resources such as energy, infrastructure, agriculture, and tourism. I can say now that in Albania there are lots of foreign business companies. The Italian companies are in the first range, and Austrian companies are also present in Albania. The German companies are present in Albania. I can say the main companies from Western countries are present and realizing activities in Albania on that way. I can say that there is no any fear about the security among them, but of course the businesses are concerned about the tax system. We applied in our country for many years tax system based on so-called flat tax which was 10%. And all the businesses, the Albanian businesses and foreign businesses, was very interested to have such investment in a country which apply flat taxes 10%. In the same time, we offer for foreign businesses to rent the surface of the land of Albania just for €1. Doesn't matter how much they rent on that way, because it was our reason to offer the foreign businesses to come to get the land, just to pay €1 for the land, and to develop this area through the investment, through the technology, through the offering the job for Albanian citizens. Of course, nowadays the new government is applying another policy for the taxes. They have increased some taxes, and it's a kind of discussion between the government in Albania and the businesses about the level of the taxes, because in some other countries in the region, like in Macedonia, in Montenegro, or in Serbia, or in Bosnia-Herzegovina and the others, they are just facing with some low level of taxes for the investment. So we have to care much more about the tax level, the tax system, in order to make our country, a real interest for foreign businesses.
الضرائب في الدول الأوروبية الأخرى ربما تصل إلى 40% في سويسرا وفي ألمانيا وفي غيرها، لكن بالنسبة للمستثمرين العرب الذين يرغبون في المجيء إلى بلادكم، سواء كانوا حكومات أو كانوا رجال أعمال، ما هي الضمانات التي تقدموها إلى هؤلاء؟
In fact, myself and the Albanian government, in fact, I do not represent the Albanian government, because in our system, Albania, it's government, it's another branch of the power. But as a head of state, and I can guarantee you that a strong majority of the Albanian society, Albanian people, like very much to see the Arab investments in my country, especially on such field that the companies from Arab countries have so large and great and successful stories and experiences, like in energy, in agriculture, and in tourism. So in Albania we are applying such special laws to protect the foreign investors. In the same time, I have been informed that the Albanian government is preparing that for important contracts, including here the businesses and companies from Arab country, to pass them with special laws by the parliament. Instead that this investment to be protected not only by the contract signed by the parts, but to be protected by special law in the parliament, by the parliament. So in that view, even some good experiences that we have with Karafi Group, for example, or the others who have invested in hotels, in some...
الخرافي من أوائل المستثمرين العرب الذين جاءوا إلى ألبانيا قبل سنوات طويلة، وكان له استثمارات كبيرة فيها.
Yes, right. Yes, right. But of course, it's not enough, and we are very much interested to see more and more Arab businesses and Arab companies to come and to explore possibilities. What is important is that among the Albanian society, among the Albanian people, exists very friendly perception about the Arab countries, Arab people. So this perception, this friendly and brotherly feeling which exists among the citizens, the simple citizens, have to be used for promoting and exploring the possibility to invest on the economy. As I said, Albania offers good resources on tourism, and we do have lots of business companies in the Arabic country which have lots of possibility, lots of experiences, lots of expertise to invest on that, or in agriculture, because Albania is a very quality land for agriculture production, and Albanian agriculture production are very much welcomed in different European countries for their quality.
سيادة الرئيس، علاقتكم بالعرب ليست مجرد علاقات جيرة أو علاقات دين، وإنما هي علاقات دم أيضا. محمد علي هو الذي أسس مصر الحديثة. محمد علي الألباني حكم هو وأبنائه مصر إلى قبل 60 عاما فقط. 150 عاما حكمت أسرة محمد علي وهو ألباني حكمت مصر، فالعلاقة حتى مع المصريين تحديدا علاقة دم بالدرجة الأولى. لكن أما تعتقد أن قربكم من العرب لا زال متباعدا حتى الآن؟
I can say that because, it's right what you said, and especially during the Ottoman Empire time, we put such close relations and communicating and living together on this empire. But especially after the Second World War, the communist regime destroyed everything and closed Albania, even from the Arab world, Arab countries. They interrupted the real relations, the real communications. But once again, I would like to reiterate that among the Albanian society exists a very good and warm and friendly feeling and perception about the Arab countries and Arabic people, because we do have such similarities in our principles. Hospitality, generosity, respect the others are such things which are very similar to each other. So we have to promote. But what I like to see, a thing which I mentioned even during my meetings that I had in Qatar nowadays, is that we need that simple citizens, the people, to know each other, because we as the politicians have much more possibility to know each other. The diplomats have lots of possibility to know each other, but the people have to know each other and to be known about the culture of each other. So let's bring our culture close to each other. Let's bring our life, our reality in our countries closer to each other, and the understanding and the friendship will increase. And that's affinity might bring people to explore other possibilities, not to visit the countries as a tourist, but even to invest their businesses in the countries.
كونك تنتمي إلى الحزب الديمقراطي والحكومة تنتمي إلى الحزب الاشتراكي، أما يؤدي ذلك إلى عرقلة الأداء السياسي وربما الاقتصادي في البلاد؟
In fact, I used to be a member of Democratic Party, but since my election, I resigned from all the position in the political party, because based in our constitution, the president of the country, who is the head of the state, is not anymore permitted to be a member of any political party. Since that time, of course, I represent entire the country. But of course, my political background came from Democratic Party, which is the center-right party. And now we have in the power as a ruling majority, as a government, a majority which is a socialist party. Let's say it came as a coalition from the center-left of the political life. I thought that this is a challenge. It happened for the first time in Albania that we have a government from the center-left, and the president, head of state, who belongs to the center-right before. And I consider it as a challenge for offering our political maturity, our as a kind of new culture for coexistence and cooperation, because I do consider the position of the head of state as a president of republic as the highest position to bring the best example to the citizens as an institution to think and to speak up for the rights of the citizens and to speak up for the concerns that our citizens have in their daily life. On the other hand, to offer all the support to the government for taking the necessary reforms for improving the economic life, the infrastructure, the education, the health care system, everything which will serve to the citizens of my country.
في يونيو من العام 2014 حصلت ألبانيا على وضع المرشح للحصول على عضوية الاتحاد الأوروبي. هل يمكن للاتحاد الأوروبي وهو نادي مسيحي أن يسمح لدولة أغلبية سكانها من المسلمين وهي ألبانيا من أن تكون عضوا فيه؟ اسمح لي أسمع منك الإجابة بعد فاصل قصير. نعود إليكم بعد فاصل قصير لمتابعة هذا الحوار مع الرئيس الألباني بوغار نيشاني، فابقوا معنا. أهلا بكم من جديد بلا حدود مع الرئيس الألباني بوغار نيشاني. موضوعنا حول ألبانيا، الدولة المسلمة التي تقع في قلب أوروبا والتي عاشت ما يزيد على 50 عاما تحت حكم استبدادي ديكتاتوري شيوعي مغلق أغلق المساجد وهدم أكثر من 1400 مسجد وأعلن الإلحاد في البلاد. ومع ذلك تحاول ألبانيا أن تعود لهويتها بعد 25 عاما من القضاء على الشيوعية. هل يمكن لأوروبا وهي ناد مسيحي أن تسمح لألبانيا ذات الغالبية المسلمة أن تكون عضوا في هذا النادي المسيحي؟
Yeah, even for that reason, we have discussed and shared our values with other European countries, the European Union member countries. Of course, the European Union is a family which share the best principles and values based on the developments, economic developments in the intercultural relations, and to coexist with each other. We do believe that besides the other contribution that Albania as a European country might offer on that family, we might offer even a very special and important value, which is the coexistence, the harmony among the different religions.
ما هذه القيمة التي يمكن أن تضيفوها لأوروبا إذا انضممتم إليها؟
To mention the harmony which exists among the different religions. In Albania, there are some different religions. Of course, Albania is a big majority Muslim community, which has a very strong contribution for providing such harmony among different religions, to respect the others. Besides what kind of religion, what kind of faith, what kind of race the human being represent, we have to respect each other. We have to feel free to each other, to communicate with each other. And Albania represents the best example of the harmony, the tolerance, and the respect among different religions. And one of the main contribution on that has the Albanian Muslim community, which promote very much this harmony and this respect. And we do believe that we might promote this value, this example which exists, and this which function improperly and in the best way in our country.
ألبانيا من الناحية التاريخية محسوبة على الإمبراطورية العثمانية، وتركيا تتهم الاتحاد الأوروبي أنه يعرقل انضمامها إليه لأنها دولة مسلمة. أما يمكن ما ينطبق على تركيا ينطبق على ألبانيا، أم لكم وضعية مختلفة؟
No, we do believe that even Turkey deserves to be a member of European Union, because even Turkey as a country represents a great history, has a great potential, and might contribute a lot within the European Union. But we can speak only on behalf of our country, and Albania might be a real successful member of European Union. The case and the example that, as you mentioned, that European Union granted to Albania the status of candidate country means that the door of the European Union is open, not only for Albania but even for other countries in our region, in Balkan region, because Albania, together with other countries such Macedonia, such Serbia, such Bosnia-Herzegovina, such Montenegro, are focused very much on the European integration process. And we do believe that even our countries, even our region, which is an important part of European area, might contribute on this family. So being together, living together, sharing the same, let's say, the best values among us, respecting each other, respecting the identity of each other. Of course, the European Union itself, but entire the world might find the better ways and the better future.
الاتحاد الأوروبي يعاني الآن من مشاكل اقتصادية كبيرة، ويعاني من انهيار أو تراجع كبير في العملة الأوروبية اليورو. أما يمكن أن تكون ألبانيا عبئا اقتصاديا جديدا على الاتحاد الأوروبي؟
I would like to say that even Albanian economy, it's not, let's say, a rich one so far, but Albanian economy has improved a lot. Even during the crisis time, during the last 4 or 5 years in different European countries, in Albania we have had and still have economic growth. During 2008, for example, 2009, economic growth was roughly 8%. Of course, nowadays it's not in such stages, but discussion in Albania is that the economic growth is 2% or 2.5% or 1.7%. So during the difficult times, especially to the countries which are neighbor for Albania, such Italy and Greece, they had very serious problem in their economy. Albania, of course, had some influence by this situation, but overcome in successful such economical problems, and still we are getting economic growth based on reforms. As I mentioned, one of the main reforms was focused on applying the low level of taxes in terms just to be, interested for the foreign businesses to come to Albania and to develop their capitals there and goods there. So I do believe that through joint projects, for example, now we are focused very much on the process so-called Brdo Brioni, which is led by Croatia and Slovenia on our region. And European Union has supported very much to finance joint projects, especially on energy, infrastructure, and tourism, in terms that not only Albania, but all the countries in this region to profit and to work with the same speed for preparing ourselves, being in the same standards that European Union or European Union member countries to like to have and like to see for other countries like Albania or our neighbors on the region. So I do believe on such cooperation in economic sides, but on the other hand, as an open society, as an open market, Albania will welcome not only the investment from the European Union member countries, but even for other countries, including the Arabic countries, because just breaking businesses close to each other and to diversify the way of, especially on energy, field. Albania, it's a country with lots of potential in energy, especially on energy provided by the water supplies and water resources, which is a very good one. Albania also will be part of implementing this very important project on energy, which is TAP, Transatlantic Pipeline, with a gas, which is coming from Azerbaijan, including Turkey, Greece, Albania, and Italy, by which all the countries in the center of Europe and in other countries in the Balkan might profit by that, because the energy nowadays is making a big challenge and big issue for all countries, including the security of the society and the countries. So Albania might offer such possibility, not only for the companies which are involved on such project, but even in other companies which are interested on the gasification or developed such project for other countries which are neighbor of Albania.
متى تتوقع أن تحقق ألبانيا المطالب الأساسية للاتحاد الأوروبي وتصبح عضوا فاعلا عاملا فيه؟ كم سنة؟
I do believe, absolutely, for Albania there is no other way, only to work hard. We do consider the European integration as a process. That means that this process has some stages in front, has some ways to walk on it. In this process, the main responsibilities belong to us. But in other hand, Albania needs partnership and cooperation by other friends and European member countries. It's hard to say precisely the time, but frankly speaking, I do see Albania as a member of European Union within 10 years.
10 سنوات.
It's my belief, and I do believe that we do have real potentials to achieve and to approach the standards which are required to be a member of European Union. And based on the policy of the European Union, because we still believe very much on cooperation and coexistence and working together.
رغم أنكم عضو في حلف الناتو وهذا وفر لكم حماية وموقع ووضع استراتيجي مميز، لكنكم فاجأتم العالم في العام الماضي حينما رفضتم طلبا أمريكيا لتدمير الأسلحة الكيماوية السورية على أرضكم.
Yes, Albania is a member of NATO, and since Albania was a full member of NATO, Albania has been committed in very serious and successful in NATO activities to offer freedom, peace, and security. Dealing with chemical weapons of Syria that you mentioned, the Albanian government decided not to accept them in Albania, because Albanian citizens, especially the civil society in Albania, opposed this proposal, this issue, and it was just a reflection of the Albanian government in front of the request and reaction of the civil society and the citizens.
ألم تغضب الولايات المتحدة زعيمة الناتو بهذا الرفض؟
Not at all. We have excellent relations with the United States, and we have lots of cooperation with the United States in all fields, especially on security field.
أما شعرتم أنكم بهذا الرفض يمكن أن توتروا العلاقات بينكم وبين الناتو؟
No, not at all, because right after this decision of the Albanian government, we have had lots of common activities on the security field. In the same time, I have had a very successful visit to the United States, and other members of the Albanian government have visited the United States, and we do have excellent relations with them.
ألبانيا تعيش وسط خليط عرقي متداخل متصارع في نفس الوقت. الصرب، الكروات، اليونان، الطليان وغيرهم. كيف تستطيع الهوية الألبانية أن تتماسك وسط هذا الخليط العرقي المتصارع حولكم؟
We, as all nations and countries, of course, but even Albanians are very proud for our national identity. Albania is one of the most ancient nation in the region and in Europe. Our language is considered as the oldest language in the region. It's part of our culture and it's part of our tradition. It's part of our identity. But on the other hand, Albania as a nation, for centuries and many cases, has demonstrated a big responsibility and readiness to respect the others. For us, respecting the others, it's a virtue. And on the other hand, Albanians have tried always to be respected by the others. So we respect the culture of the others, we respect the identity of the others, because we do believe that living together, respecting the cultures of the others, respecting everything what the other represents, and to respect in terms of reciprocity on that way, because the respect must be by all sides. So in that way we have achieved to increase the trust among the others. We do have very good relations with our neighbor countries. We have very good relations with Montenegro. We have very good relations with Macedonia, with Kosovo, of course, because in Kosovo, 90% of
Yes.
are Albanians. And we have very good relations with Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we are working hard to increase and to strengthen our relation even with Serbia, because we do believe that through the partnership, through the dialogue, through the communication, through the respecting each other, and focusing on our common future will be better for our new generation, for our children, for our region, and for our world.
هذا جيد، ولكن كما قلت أنت 90% من سكان كوسوفو هم ألبان. هناك ألبان في مقدونيا، في الجبل الأسود، في صربيا، إضافة إلى الجماعة الألبانية القديمة المقيمة في اليونان، مما يجعل الألبان منتشرين في ألبانيا الكبرى التي فتتت في 1878 باتفاق بين الدول الكبرى. ألبانيا كانت أكبر حجما مما هي عليه الآن، وهناك مخاوف من جيرانكم من أن تكبر النزعة العرقية لدى الأحزاب اليمينية خاصة التي تطالب بألبانيا الكبرى مرة أخرى.
No, frankly speaking, so-called Greater Albania has been a kind of speculation from the others just to consider a kind of threat which really do not exist by Albania. It is true that after the First World War, considering Albania as a part of Ottoman Empire, Albania has been separated. The territory of Albania has been separated. But we have recognized our borders. Never Albania as a country, as a society, as institutions have refused to know the borders that we have. We recognize the border of our neighbors. We respect the borders of our neighbors. Of course, lots of Albanians live in other countries. For example, in Macedonia, it's a big community of Albanians. We do consider this community as an important part of the Macedonia. And we urge them to work hard for their own country there, instead to increase the stability of the Macedonia. In the same time, in other countries, of course, now in Kosovo, they decide for themselves.
لكن الصرب أكثر قلقا. الصرب قلقين من الألبان، وأنت تعرف التلاسن الذي حدث في نوفمبر الماضي حينما كان رئيس وزراء ألبانيا في زيارة إلى صربيا، بينه وبين رئيس وزراء صربيا.
No, frankly speaking, our prime minister there just mentioned a reality that Kosovo is independent nowadays, and this is a reality. Kosovo is known now for more than 107 countries, and lots of countries have official relations with Kosovo. So Kosovo is a reality. Nowadays, the leaders of Serbia are talking and achieving and signing agreements with government of Kosovo. So that's a reality that Serbia is negotiating with Kosovo, are talking, have a good dialogue, reaching agreement as two different countries. So it's a reality which cannot be hidden, cannot be changed, and our Prime Minister just that mentioned. And of course, we are not against the dialogue. We do, as a country, Albania doesn't interfere at all in the dialogue between Serbia and Kosovo. We like to have also the good relation with Serbia. Last week, the Speaker of Parliament of Serbia paid a very good and successful visit to Albania. So we have increased the communication and relations with Serbia. We do believe that it's interest for Albanians, for Serbs, and for all the others just to be in touch with each other, to communicate with each other, to focus on the good things and to see the future as a possibility for offering better things for our children, for our new generation.
في العام الماضي احتفلتم بذكرى مرور 400 عام على تأسيس تيرانا العاصمة الألبانية، وهي كانت عاصمة عثمانية في كل ميراثها. كانت الأوقاف العثمانية تملأ المدن الألبانية. في العام 1994 الرئيس السابق صالح بريشة انضم إلى منظمة المؤتمر الإسلامي، وفي العام التالي انضم إلى الاتحاد الأوروبي. هل أنتم فخورون بالهوية الإسلامية لألبانيا في ظل أن أصبح التنافس بين الحزب الاشتراكي والحزب الديمقراطي الآن هو بناء المساجد بالنسبة إلى مسلمي ألبانيا؟ هل أنتم فخورون بالهوية الإسلامية التاريخية لألبانيا وحريصون على إعادة تكوينها؟
No, I do not see any concern at all. Absolutely, our European identity, it's real there. In the same time, Albania has a very strong and majority Muslim community, which, as I said, are main contributors for such harmony and tolerance which exist among different religions in Albania. Our commitment in framework of Islamic conference, it's a good one because we have very good relations with all the Arabic countries, and we increase the cultural relations, the economic relations with those countries, and absolutely through interculture efforts and commitments, it's absolutely a need for Europe itself, for entire the world, because everybody has to be respected, and all of us have to address respect for the others. So in such harmony, respecting and preserving the identity of all countries, it's a challenge, of course, but it's the best way. It's the best way for increasing the trust, good understanding, and getting results and success stories in our development.
سؤالي الأخير وباختصار، كيف تنظر إلى مستقبل ألبانيا في ظل الوضع الراهن؟
I would like to assure that the future of Albania, it's going to be a bright one. It's a very good one, but we have to work hard. First of all, as a society, as a people, as our institutions, to promote, to preserve strongly the best principles and values, to create and to increase the partnership and the friendship with our friends and partners, instead to strengthen our institution in terms of functioning the justice, judiciary, improving our economy, improving our infrastructure, and being an open society, and increasing the communication among the people. So it's our destination, and I'm optimistic on that way. But the partnership, the friendship of the friends, it's again crucial and of course so important even for Albania.
الرئيس الألباني بوغار نيشاني، شكرا جزيلا لك. كما أشكركم مشاهدينا الكرام على حسن متابعتكم، آملين أن نكون قد قدمنا لكم صورة عن تلك الدولة التي لا يعرف عنها كثير من العرب الكثير. في الختام أنقل لكم تحياتي فريق البرنامج، وهذا أحمد منصور يحييكم بلا حدود، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.